Have you ever been in a situation where you're completely aware of what's going wrong in your life, yet nothing seems to change? Maybe you've recognized patterns of emotional reactions, unhealthy habits, or limiting beliefs holding you back. But even with all that awareness, you're stuck. It feels like the light bulb is on, but for some reason it doesn't lead to the action or transformation you're hoping for. It's a common experience. We come to a point of recognizing the thoughts and emotions that keep us trapped. We might even get excited at the moment of insight, thinking, this is it. Now I understand. And while awareness is the essential first step toward any kind of personal growth, the expectation that awareness alone will lead to profound change is an illusion many of us fall into. The truth is, awareness is a doorway, not the entire journey. It opens the door to new possibilities, but it doesn't push you through the door. Knowing that you have a pattern of self-sabotage or that you react negatively to certain triggers is vital. However, if no action or deeper transformation follows that awareness, nothing really changes. Why is it so easy to get stuck at awareness? One reason is that awareness feels like progress. It's like a mental aha moment, which can be satisfying. But the problem is that awareness in itself is intellectual. It's simply an observation of what's happening without the necessary engagement of deeper layers, our emotions, our nervous system, our internal programming. There's also a comfort in awareness. Once we know what's going on inside, it feels like we've done the hard work. But real transformation is uncomfortable. It requires more than understanding. It requires stepping into the discomfort of doing things differently, of practicing new ways of being. One of the reasons awareness alone isn't enough is because our emotional and nervous system responses often operate at a deeper automatic level than our conscious awareness. These responses have been trained over years or decades and can kick in before we even recognize them. Awareness might help us notice them after they've already been activated, but it doesn't necessarily stop them from triggering again. Think of it like driving a car. Awareness is noticing you have your foot on the gas while approaching a red light. But until you physically lift your foot off the pedal and hit the brakes, your car keeps moving forward. Similarly, we need to train ourselves not just to observe our emotional and nervous system reactions, but also to learn how to shift them before they take over. Another challenge is the tendency to intellectualize our self-awareness. We can understand the patterns logically, break them down, and analyze why they exist. But intellectual understanding isn't the same as embodied change. The mind can be aware of something, yet the body and emotions still operate on old programs. For example, you might be aware that you tend to procrastinate because of a fear of failure. But even with that knowledge, your body still tightens up, your mind still races, and you still put things off. The intellectual understanding hasn't yet integrated into how you physically and emotionally respond. When we rely on awareness alone, we often find ourselves feeling frustrated. We wonder why, even after recognizing our issues, they persist. It can feel like running in place, knowing where you want to go, but somehow being unable to move. This frustration stems from the gap between knowing and doing. Awareness illuminates the path, but walking that path requires deeper levels of engagement, practice, and sometimes a fundamental rewiring of how we operate. It's easy to get caught up in the belief that because we know what's wrong, we should automatically be able to fix it. But personal growth, like any skill, takes time and effort. Just as you wouldn't expect to master a musical instrument by simply knowing how it works, you can't expect mastery over your inner world just by becoming aware of it. So, if awareness alone isn't enough, what else is needed? Awareness should be seen as part of a larger process of self-mastery. It's the entry point, but the journey involves cultivating emotional intelligence, learning how to regulate your nervous system, and practicing new behaviors and responses. It's about turning insights into lived experience. Think of awareness as the first chapter in a much larger book. Without it, you wouldn't know where to begin, but stopping there would mean missing the richness of the entire story. The real transformation happens when you take that awareness and apply it, working with your emotions, thoughts, and nervous system over time. What's often missing in the personal growth journey is a clear method for working with the internal systems that drive our behavior. While awareness allows us to see the patterns, it's the training of the emotional, mental, and nervous systems that allows us to change those patterns. This type of training isn't about forcing yourself to change or using willpower to suppress your reactions. Instead, it's about gently retraining how you respond, slowly shifting your internal landscape so that new responses become more natural. This process requires patience and consistent practice, just like training any other skill. Another layer to this is the need for emotional literacy. Awareness often focuses on thoughts and surface-level emotions, but real transformation requires a deeper understanding of the full emotional range we experience. Becoming literate in our emotions allows us to not just observe them, but to work with them, channeling them in ways that support our growth rather than hinder it. Along with emotional literacy comes the skill of self-regulation. This is where the nervous system component plays a key role. Without the ability to regulate your nervous system, emotional awareness can quickly become overwhelming. It's not just about noticing what you feel, but also about learning how to soothe and shift those feelings in real time. Ultimately, awareness is crucial, but it's only the beginning. Real growth happens when we go beyond intellectual understanding and begin to engage with the deeper layers of our being. It's about learning to navigate the complexities of our emotional and nervous systems and practicing new ways of responding to life's challenges. Awareness shows us the map, but it's the journey itself that leads to lasting transformation. If you've been feeling stuck at the level of awareness, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because awareness is only the first step. What comes next is the deep work of integrating that awareness into how you think, feel, and act on a daily basis. And this work is what creates lasting change, moving you from insight to transformation. The Inner Foundation series offers tools and training that go beyond awareness, helping you retrain your emotional and nervous systems for true transformation. Whether you're looking to break free from emotional overwhelm, shift limiting beliefs, or align your actions with your deepest desires, this series provides a comprehensive path forward.